viewers, thank you very much for staying tuned. I'm having some fun here in the studio with Annie. It's really good when I get the not only people who are young in age, but young in spirit and fun. And I have a fun young lady with me, even though I've only just met her. For those of you who are now tuning in, of course, this is Facing the Nation. Today, I took a break from the very serious issues. Don't worry, those serious issues will return next week because I'm focusing on 2 government ministers next week. So we took a break this week because what we're also doing is preparing for Mashramani. Mashramani is coming up on the 23rd of February, of course. That is next Thursday. Yes, that is next Thursday. So we decided to go to bring it down a notch this week from the heavier politics, take a break, even though earlier in the beginning of the program I brought to you the President's address at the Marriott for the current ongoing CARICOM meeting. We are still talking about that concert that's coming up on Mashramani night. We just had those 2 young ladies bringing to you their roles and so on and telling you about the social outreach concert. Now I did say earlier, she's a musician, a singer, and an actress with me. Her name is Annie. And Annie, welcome to Facing the Nature. It's a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
All right, great. Annie is also representing today, apart from representing herself, she is also representing Music Unlimited. Yes, it's a school. I'm going to let her tell you all about that, and she's going to tell you how that is, in a sense, collaborating and coordinating with the young ladies who are just here to ensure that that event comes off incident-free on the 23rd of February. And before we even talk about you and your career, let's talk about Music Unlimited, because I know this may be the first time some people are hearing about Music Unlimited. We have so many groups and companies and organizations in Guyana that it's very difficult to keep a track of all of them. Let's talk about Music Unlimited.
Well, Music Unlimited is actually a music school. It started back in 2012. And what we seek to do, we seek to change the face of music in Guyana. We want to take music to the next level. And, we teach bass, drums, guitar, piano. We teach everything, basically. Oh, wow. And we seek to not just to build musicians, but to empower them and give them a voice, not only just to play an instrument, but to be able to speak through an instrument and gain personality and be able to show sides of themselves that they may not be able to express with their own words.
Often, sometimes, not only with music, but with most things we try, Guyana, we like to try to compare ourselves with the United States. But of course, we're talking about music today. Do you believe that we can get to that point where we can? Because I say to people, I don't necessarily believe that all of those artists that come from the North America, that they're necessarily better than us. The opportunities are greater. Do you feel that not only Music Unlimited, but as Guyanese, especially our musicians, even actors and so on, we could move to that point where we can possibly compete on the international scene?
Well, I think definitely with this era that we're in right now, I see that music has been progressing, seriously been progressing, very much. And with these upcoming Guyanese artists like Sama Medaz, Sean English, Radical One, with the work that they've been doing, they've been seriously increasing the quality of Guyanese music, and that's what we want to do with this workshop. Not only shed light on Papa San, but the forum is also open with the Guyanese artists, so that Guyanese up-and-coming musicians will not only learn from Papa San, but they will learn from the Guyanese artists themselves, because they will have an even greater insight into what we as Guyanese musicians will have to go through and experience and those things.
Before we talk more about the workshop, are you in a position to say if the music school, Music Unlimited, has so far mentored, supported, contributed to any of the, and again, this is not to take away from other artists, but has it been able to contribute to any of the more popular, the more known artists in Guyana?
Well, I would say, I went to school. I was actually a student of Music Unlimited a year ago. Then I became a tutor. So I went to school with Drew Cross, Yes, Drew Cross he was also a student of Music Unlimited. we also collaborate with Lorone Souvenir and Atasia. They work very closely with Music Unlimited because they're part of a band named Collage. I can't remember any off the top of my head right now, but with a lot of artists that I mentioned here today, Music Unlimited has also worked along with them very closely through their career.
Okay, fabulous. Let's talk about Music Unlimited and the workshop. When is the workshop going to be? The aims and goals and so on of this workshop, and how it will contribute to the event on the 23rd.
Well, this workshop will be on the 22nd, the day before. So with the workshop we had last year, that was with Positive, Blessed Messenger, and JD, which was very fun. So by We're Young, we also like to, put on a little bit of a show, then get to the serious matters. So you shouldn't just expect to have like a question and answer. You should expect like we could call it like the pre-show, like, the pre-hype, pre-hype. So we intend to have fun and learn at the same time. And it's going to be at National School of Music on Brick Dam on College Road at 5 o'clock. 5 p.m. sharp. And you should expect, what I experienced the last time is that we interacted. That's something that you don't get to do at concerts. You get to interact with the artists and to get to know not just more about their careers, but to get to know more about them and their characters and how they should behave.
So at this workshop, the artists that are expected to be on stage on the 23rd will be a part of the workshop.
Yes.
So I'm assuming they will be giving maybe young musicians and so on
tips.
Tips and so. So who can attend this workshop and
anybody?
How?
It's open. Well, actually, if you go to the Music Unlimited Guyana page, there's online registration.
This is a Facebook page or a web page you're talking about?
That's a Facebook page also, but we do have a website. As well, right? So you could sign up online, register online. Registration is $1,000.
Okay.
Right? Or you could call the school at 626-7282 and get more information on how you could register and maybe even enroll at the school.
Okay, all right, great. Now, I want to talk about Annie the musician, and viewers, she corrected me. I sometimes I have to remind the public that, I'm getting old in terms of numbers, so she had to let me know that it is Annie, and of course she's going to tell you how to find her on social media and so on, because especially for young people, that is where young people are, that is where they survive. I'm told that her name is Annie, as in ANNI, number 3. The 3 is silent, and E. Did I get it right, Annie?
No,
I didn't get it right.
ANN3IE.
ANN3IE. 3IE. You see, viewers, I'm being schooled today. I don't mind though.
As young as you feel, babe.
Yeah. Annie, let's talk about you. As a young musician and actress, in society we always have our young girls and sometimes boys looking to people who are older than them for inspiration, but not older in the sense where you're ancient and you can't speak their language and so on. But before we even talk about how you plan to influence or impact their lives, I want to talk about your career as a musician, a singer, and an actress.
Well, I started playing guitar in 2013 or 2014. 2013, I bought my first guitar, January the 4th. I remember him. His name is Dante. He's in my heart always. Yes. My first guitar is his name is Dante. Okay. And since I picked up the instrument, it has changed my life. I was in a very dark place, but like the guitar, the instrument helped me to write. It helped me to sing. Helped me to find my voice. And then I guess acting came out of the blue, and then I just put up a video on my Facebook page, and it got a lot of likes, and it's something that I enjoy to do. And it also got to influence people positively at the same time. That's one of my aims, to make people laugh and learn, so that I find that when people are entertained, they tend to listen to you.
Okay.
Right. So as you were going to ask me about influencing, that was my aim, to influence people, that because we have a lot of things in this industry that is negative, but we just say, well, I just like it because I get to bump my head. So I guess I want to be an alternative to that. You could still get the same amount of fun, but it's benefiting you positively.
How do you, and this is not me being the Debbie Downer, I always like to bring the realistic angle of it.
Yeah.
How do you plan as an artist to get past the challenge? I know it's going to happen eventually, but we don't have proper copyright laws and so on now. And I know we all have to make a living. You can't, even if you're doing this for fun on the side, there must be something that's paying the bills and so on. But while we are waiting on those copyright laws and to streamline ourselves properly as musicians, how do you plan to deal with those challenges?
Challenges as in my content?
Your content and, content and even how you use it and if you can use it to make a living while we're waiting on that. Because the bottom line is once we have copyright laws in place, I feel musicians will be able to do a lot more and actually make money off of their own talent and their art. So, what do you plan to do in the meantime? Other than make me laugh, and viewers, I can tell you, she didn't even have to pick up a guitar to make me laugh.
Well, this has been, I recently decided to put my all into it. So I'm going to say it's going to take some time for me to figure all that out.
Okay.
And take some time because I find a lot of people have tried this and they failed and they gave up because they said you can't make money off of it. I understand that, but I am seeing avenues where I can make. I will be. I'm a professional guitarist, so I get gigs. Recently somebody with the videos that I do, advertisement, and with companies that want to work along with me, I see that can happen for the future. But again, everything takes time. I won't go paint an unrealistic picture. I'm going to say that I will grind hard and get things done.
And you're growing. I'm curious, what happened to Dante?
Oh, Dante's still alive. Hallelujah.
He's still alive.
Yes.
But you don't work him as hard.
His sister D, I use her a lot now.
Oh wow!
His sister D and his brother Dayton. Dayton is the electric guitar, and D is, I would say, she's the more professional version to Dante. Oh, I love him, but I have bigger needs. Yeah.
I understand. Just on a bit more serious note, you did say earlier that when you picked up the guitar, you were in a dark place. We have lots of our young people in dark places, and when you talk about dark place, you can talk about two things. We have too many young people involved in criminal activities, and then there's the issue of suicide. You seem as though you're very familiar with that. Have you done work in terms of suicide?
I would say that was one of the main reasons why I started, because I know what it's like to be inside a very dark place. Not very much in criminal activity because I was a very shy person, so crime. But in terms of suicide, I actually did 2 or 3 videos with suicide, which ended up being some of my the greatest hits that I've done. Right, and what I sought to do is not just to tell people that, hey, don't kill yourself, but to really look inside and ask yourself, what are these internal issues that are causing you to think this negative about yourself?
But how do you get a person who really is devastated and, as you said, in a dark place to really do that? And do you believe that not only yourself, but any suicide group can actually reach very young people who are vulnerable and who are struggling and actually prevent them from doing this to themselves?
Well, I believe in a choice. I don't think that the groups can actually make them not want to do it, but I think they can influence them repeatedly not to do it. So I find that when somebody wants to commit suicide, it's not one day they just wake up and say, I wanna kill myself, but it happens repeatedly after this situation and this situation happening over and over. So just how it was built up to that, it could build up to something else. So if it's repeatedly in their face, it's not a very vague say yes to life kind of thing. I really do not believe in that, because I think people might just look at it, all right, cool, then just look away.
Then move on. You go back to thinking about your own darkness.
Yeah, so I think we should try to target the issues. Just how this concept is about gender-based violence and issues like this is what actually causes some form of suicide. I guess it's for the older population. So they're targeting these issues that are going to cause people to change their way of thinking, because maybe they kill themselves because they feel like there's no way out. So you see, what this is doing is targeting how they think about the situation, and that's what I think that the groups should start targeting. Not just what they should do, it's just how they think about it first. That's going to change their actions, because like it said, how you think is how you act.
It's how you act.
So just repeated, reinforced positive thinking, I believe, is what is going to change it. Not just a vague poster on a wall. It's repetitive.
Interesting, and you sound very serious about that, and you know what you're talking about. Even before we come back to Music Unlimited, do you feel that parents can or should play a role in terms of suicide prevention?
Well, I would say my family played a big role when it came to me, because my father's a pastor, so they did a lot of praying.
She's a PK.
So they did a lot of praying, right? Okay. I'm not saying that prayer doesn't help, but still prayer along with.
Wait, you need to put in the work.
Yes, which means that the days like when you feel like it's really getting bad, like you kind of have to force yourself to look at the positive, force yourself to look at the light, force yourself to think that, you know, even though everything is crap now, things will get better someday. And like I know it sounds very you know, very kumbaya. I know it sounds like that, but there's a power. There's power when you say something over and over. When you say something over and over, when you speak it a lot, it will come to pass. That's something I believe with all my heart. That's how I got up. So
interesting. Interesting coming from a young lady. I'm quite impressed, viewers, and I know you'll make a wonderful role model. You know, people just listening to you. Yes, you will. And of course, you will be able to find you on Facebook and so on. Before I wrap up my discussion with you, I want to come back to the school again, the workshop. Just encourage people to be a part of it. And what I didn't ask you earlier, Music Unlimited School, is there a certain set criteria to be a part of that, apart from maybe paying fees and dues and so on?
Well, just love music and just come on down and want to have fun. Because I tutor there, so my students could tell you that I'm usually screaming in the class. Not like screaming at them, but like say, hey everyone, let's get up, let's do this. And like I'm usually smiling a lot. So it's just a love of music is the only criteria.
Do you find that you're getting, as a tutor, I forgot you did say that, are you getting, for want of a better word, like an invasion of young people wanting to pursue music? You getting a lot?
Yeah, I think that more and more, especially because, like I said earlier, with the new era that we're going into music, I think that a lot of Guyanese musicians are getting this hunger for music. Because before, like, you know, we didn't have, a lot of the musicians, they had a lot of these opportunities. But more and more that these people that have made a sacrifice before us, like, I find that these musicians are now coming into who they are. And they're saying, you know what, I want to do this and I love this. And even if they're going to do this at the side with something else, they're still getting that hunger. And that's what I'm seeing in a lot of my young students. So we have a lot of young adolescents at our school. So they really want to pursue this and they really want to give their whole hearts into this.
Is there a local, viewers, I know I did say I'm going to wrap up, but it's interesting talking to this young lady. Is there a local artist and an international artist that you maybe look at and say, well, this person is good? I'm not going to look at and say, oh, this is my idol or I want to be like this person, because I do not believe in that. I don't believe that is what international artists, that is what the celebrities are there for us. Some of them you really can't and you really shouldn't pattern off of them. But in terms of the music, is there one locally and one internationally that you would say, well, okay, this is good music, maybe I would like my music style to, you know, be compared to or be like that in terms of the music, not the person?
In terms of music, so you're asking me whether my music style,
if you would use or like it enough to say pattern your music style, again, the music, not the person, off of a particular local artist or an international one.
Well, I would say nobody in Ghana has really done the style that I would want to. My style is a bit different and weird and like a combination of cultures, because I like variety. I really love variety. Okay. So I don't think there's not really any international artists. Right now, I just like Demi Lovato's voice, like just her voice. But I'm not saying there's anything wrong with her style. But I might have
yours.
I might have like a little bit of Demi, a little bit of Caribbean, a little bit of Indian. I like to mix things together. So like from my music, I don't think you'll be able to put it in a genre. Only thing, yeah. So I like to include everything. Well, in a very nice and creative way. But include everything. try to catch as many people as possible. Not just put it in a box. I don't like being defined. Okay, I understand. Most of the younger ones these days don't like being defined. So we can live with that. It's a young thing. It's I think that's what, maybe from about 2000, maybe. Yes, it's that era. Before we wrap up, just encourage persons to be a part of the workshop, which is in support of what is happening on MASH Night. Well, hi viewers. I urge you all to come out to this incredible workshop, especially musicians and singers. If you want to learn more about the industry, especially from a Guyanese perspective, you should come out. And you see, Papa San is the music that is a gospel reggae that we all listen to and that we all love. So he'll be there and he will give us some tips. He will give us autographs, pictures will be there. So you guys should come out, and it's gonna be fun. We won't only just do question and answers. We will have a little pre-show. We'll dance, we'll sing, and we'll learn at the same time. It won't be too long, but it will be just as fun. Come out tomorrow. Sorry, not tomorrow. February 22nd at 5 p.m. Do not miss it. National School of Music. National School of Music on Brickdam on College Road.
Annie, it has been a pleasure chatting with you. Thank you so very much, and I trust that you will inspire so many young people out there. You've certainly left an impression on me.
Oh my gosh!
Viewers, this is Facing the Nation. The time went by. I didn't even realize that I stretched. I took so much out of Annie.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yes, she did say time flies when you're having fun. What I'll do is take a very quick break. By the time I get back, it will be time to deal with a few housekeeping matters. Not much today, and it will be time to wrap up. This is Facing the Nation. Alright, viewers, thank you very much for staying with Facing the Nation. The time flew by so quickly today, and I must say that I did have fun today, much more fun than I expected to. Even though our relaxed programs, that's the idea of them, to have fun. I want to thank all of today's guests, especially Fiona Otto and Lucia Charles. Remember, they are from the group Righteous Invasion of Truth. I'm losing my words today. I think I just had a little too much fun. Righteous Invasion of Truth. Remember, they're having an outreach. The outreach is on the outreach and the concert. Both activities are going to be at the sports hall. They are on the 23rd of February. Earlier, I was talking to a colleague of mine, and I was saying that it's a bit risky to do that, but it's refreshing. And talking to the two young ladies first, and then Annie a little later on, it's a refreshing change. I mean, nothing is stopping you from participating in the matrimony events, because those activities are during the day, so you can go probably take your children out, see the float parades, ensure that you have safe fun and so on. Don't drink too much, and then in the afternoon you can go to another environment where you can enjoy a different style of music, a different style of entertainment. And they did explain that the the social outreach would be ongoing while the concert is happening, so people who may have questions and so on. Again, this is a stand against gender-based violence against women, and so many of these social ills in our society that really and truly cripple us as human beings. So I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate all of those persons involved in that and putting this whole all these activities and this event together. I don't know all of the persons at the helm of the activity, but at this point I can say congratulations to Mr. Ewart Williams, and of course Mr. Kwame Wilson. He is a pastor, one of my my very best friend. We grew up together, so I am proud of him and that entire team for pulling something like this together. And of course the young ladies did say that this is not greatness from this event will not be achieved overnight, and I know they will work hard to go further. We have too many social ills in society, and I say any group, any organization that wants to come on board and help to reduce that as much as they possibly can, my hats off to you and congratulations to you on that, because it is a task to get rid of some of these social ills in society. Not to get rid of some. The aim is to get rid of all of them. And it really is an uphill task. So again, to those two young ladies who were on earlier, I want to say congratulations to them. And thank you very much. Annie is a special young lady. I advise you to go and look for her on social media, and I am always elated and excited when I can speak to a young person and they, their personality is just so great, and their intention and hopes and dreams would be to do great things. So I really and truly enjoyed that conversation with Annie, who is, she came here in her capacity representing Music Unlimited. It's a music school. And she also told you a lot about herself and what she's doing in terms of a workshop to contribute to the event that's happening on the 23rd of February. Those who want to know what she's all about and you've never heard of her, you can check her out on social media. You type in ANN, that's if you're going on Facebook. And of course, when you get her on Facebook, it will lead you to all of her other social media. So you type in ANN3, IE, Annie. And that's how you will find her on social media. This is my final program. Is it before Matrimony? Yes, it is. So I like to take this opportunity to wish all of you a very happy and a safe Matrimony. Be good Guyanese citizens. Do not drink and drive. And it's not only about not drinking and driving, but do not consume too much alcohol. Nothing is wrong with drinking socially, having a drink or two. But I always urge you, don't drink to the point where you can't recognize yourself. You don't know what you're saying to a person. Or don't drink to the point where, when you fall asleep, wherever you fall asleep, when you wake up the next day, you can't remember anything you did or anything you said the previous day. Do not do that to yourselves. I mean, in that case, yeah, you really aren't a danger to society, but you're a danger to yourself. It is not healthy. It is not moral. It is not becoming of a young man or a young woman. So do not drink to the point where you don't even remember who you are or where you are. Our celebrating and festive activities and festive seasons are not for that. So try to control yourselves. Be mature. Be responsible with when you're going to party. Those who are taking part in the float parades and so on, good luck to you. Best wishes. You're a better man or you're a better woman than I am, because I did it once and I would never do it again. Ensure that you hydrate. Drink a lot of water. Ensure that you have a solid breakfast, even if you don't eat during the day while you're tramping and so on, tramping down the streets and so on. But whatever, have fun. But have fun. And remember that you want to be here in Matrimony 2080 to have some more fun. This is where I take my leave from you. Once again, thank you very much to all our guests. Coming up next week Friday, I think is going to be the final Friday in February. So we're going to be having two government ministers. Dr. George Norton, who has recently taken up the post of Minister of Social Cohesion, and of course a minister within the Ministry of Public Infrastructure, Annette Ferguson, will be here again to give you her monthly update from the ministry and from the public infrastructure sector. So until then, I am Malika Ramsey. Do enjoy, of course, Matrimony. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and of course, be good Guyanese citizens. This has been Facing the Nation.